excited about today's episode. I am your host, Mika Diamond.
And I am Chris Bryant.
But wait a minute. Something different about today's episode. We are missing Latisa B.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. But she has some exciting news that she will be able to share with you guys on the next episode. She has been appointed on the board of Houston Hospice.
Yes. Look at God.
Congratulations, sis.
Congratulations.
We can't wait until you come back so you can share with the world everything that we need to know about Houston's hospice. So, last episode, Chris, we talked about obligations of a man in relationships.
Well, we talked about obligations of men and women in relationships.
True, but it was mostly about me.
Well, it was us talking, so.
You had a jail factor, so that's how. What was the jail factor about?
I was saying that if you have done time in prison, that it's an obligation of you to let me know that.
Absolutely, and I was just making sure it was the clank clank jail.
It was the clank clank jail. But like you said, some of them don't even have to have been to prison
right.
to be institutionalized.
Absolutely. Thank God for mental health, right?
Speaking of mental health.
Yes. So I know you guys are wondering, why are we so comfortable today? We had to represent, it is the last week of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so we wanted to make sure that we did our part in saluting those who are fighting through breast cancer. Some of you have survived breast cancer, and even honor those who have been taken from breast cancer.
Yeah, let's give them all homage now. Give them their flowers.
Yeah, absolutely. So we wanted to make sure that we did so we're comfortable because we got a real good conversation to discuss. I mean, you do not want to miss the Rose Bowl Chronicles today because we don't know how this is going to turn out. So we're going to get into a commercial break, and then when we come back, we got Houston happenings and some fun facts. So you guys make sure that you stay right there with us. And before we went to the break, we talked about what happened in the last episode, but we always like to give more information when it comes to the city of Houston. So, Chris, tell us what is some Houston fun facts.
Well, I'm really excited about this fun fact. Harris County broke records for early voting. I'm so proud of us.
That is so awesome. It is important to vote, as we said. So to break record numbers.
It just goes to show you that we were not playing.
No. And nobody should play. So hopefully we'll have some good information on the next episode of Meet Houston, because that will be after the election. So what else?
Let's get into Houston happenings. I'm really excited about sharing this Houston happening because yours truly is hosting an amazing, phenomenal give back. Let's talk about Mika Day.
Mika Day. So first, let me pull out my disclaimer. Mika Day is not about Mika. If you know anything about me, you know that I love community unity, and it was a day that was given to me by the city of Houston. But I think it's a representation of every organization, community leader, even volunteers, sponsors, those who are giving back to the community. Yeah. So on November the 15th of this year, we will have our 4th annual Share the Feast.
Yes. And I will say, I will piggyback off of that and say it's not just called Mika Day, but it's absolutely about the city. It's about the community, and it's about giving back. And I really applaud you for that, Mika. Is there anything that you want to share with the listeners? Anything that they can do or want to do or need to do?
Absolutely. Well, first I want to say thank you to my girl Chris, who has done a phenomenal job by being a volunteer, as well as GMC. Our GMC family has put in. But just everybody who's been a part of the event for the past 4 years. Last year we fed over 350 people
That
in the
was so
city of
phenomenal.
Houston. So this year we're going to do bigger and better. We'll be at Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church. We have so many organizations, some sponsors, of course, GMT, the World Youth Foundation, Reconstruction of a Survivor, the whole Fox family. So we are definitely going to bring a lot of families some meals this year. So I'm super excited.
I'm just grateful to see Mika Day growing.
Yeah.
It's a really good give back. It's really fun. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of work, y'all. It's a lot of work. It is. But being in the trenches
Yeah.
and giving back to the city, I think that's one of the most important jobs that we can do.
Yeah. And
So I'm
then being a
excited.
blessing. Being a blessing to
Yeah,
the
I mean-
families. Yeah, so I mean, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling to feel that you have been a part of a family that is less fortunate.
Right.
We have some breast cancer fighters that will be there as well, that they will be able to pick up some of the boxes. We have some churches. We also have some schools. We have the Rose, which is another organization that does for breast cancer. So
Right.
it's just going to be really good to be able to see all of the families that's going to be blessed this year.
Yeah, and think about it. That number. Just think about that number, what we did last year.
Yeah.
350 families. Imagine if something you are doing or a part of is going to put food on the families of 350 people.
Yeah.
That's amazing. y'all.
Absolutely. So if you want to donate, if you want to sponsor, or if you want to be a volunteer, you can reach out to me on any of my social media platforms. We would love to have you. Of course, because of COVID-19, it will be a drive-through
Right.
event this year, but we definitely have so many volunteers and so many sponsors and donations that's going to take place to be able to help families this year.
Okay, awesome. Mika Day.
Oh, Mika Day, November the
what's
15th.
happening.
Yes, that is
November
the
the
Houston
15th.
HAPS at Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church. So when we can come back, we have a topic to talk about. A topic that will probably go, as all of our topics have.
Viral.
So when we come back, we'll have the Rose Bowl Chronicles. So we'll be right back.
Are you having child support issues? Are you going through a divorce? Are you going through a custody battle? I know that your family, children, and property are very important to you, and having to navigate through the legal system is probably one of the most difficult experiences you will have to encounter in your lifetime. Please call the Jones Law Firm at 713-222-0196. The Jones Law Firm is committed to helping you in your time of need. Call 713-222-0196 to schedule a consultation today.
Welcome back to another show of Meet Houston.
Man, so normally we have somebody else. Where is she?
Hello.
Well, I guess let's go ahead and get into this segment.
Man, this the Rose Bowl is gonna be different with our teacher. Like, you know, that's my bounce, you know.
It's okay. I'm gonna bounce on you
You
today.
gonna bounce on me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, welcome to the Rose Bowl Chronicles. Girl, today's conversation is gonna be something else.
I think I'm gonna like this one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna speak the truth. So, today's Rose Bowl Chronicles conversation is talking about, am I truly my sister's keeper?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Chris, because if you're like me, you have had some situations
Mm-hmm.
where your circle has gotten a lot smaller than what it was. So
My
let's talk
circle
about
has
that.
turned into darn near a triangle.
Oh, wow. So there 3 people?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Give or
5.
take, and I might rotate me in and out a little bit depending on what's going on.
Oh, wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about it. So, you know, there's always a saying, I'm my brother's keeper.
Right.
I'm my sister's keeper.
Right.
And all of those different things until you find out that you find out your sister just wasn't kept.
Unkept is what she was.
Unkept.
Yeah, that part.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the situations that you have been in, and then even some that you've had to where, as you grew in maturity, maybe your thoughts or your feelings had changed.
I think that's most of my experiences.
Mhm.
People that I grew up with and thought, oh, we're going to be friends forever. That's my sister. That's my ride. That's my rod. Forever just wasn't reality. The things that I was doing as a youth,
Yeah.
I don't do anymore. So I can't particularly go out and hang out and be up all night. And
You know, I get that. You know, your circle becomes different according to where you are in life
you're
as
trying
well.
to move forward.
Right.
You got to let some of that dead weight go.
And here's the thing, like I have some friends that still go out, and I don't, you know, water them down
Yeah.
or look at them a different way because they're still going out to the lounges and different things of that nature.
no,
But
like, no judgment.
no, but it's almost like I'm just focused on other things.
Right.
And really, I really don't have as much time to do that type of stuff. And if I do, I choose things that I really want to do when I have that time.
This is how I look at it, Mika. We all get the same 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
What you choose to do with yours is your business. But as for me and mine, we're going to be a little bit more selective because we have goals.
Yeah.
I'm goal digging right now. And in that aspecting, those lounges and clubs and the hangout have to take a back burner. I'm not saying don't live your life and have a good time. But even if you have a sister or a friend that's in that level, you don't have to get different with them. And they don't have to get different with you.
Right.
You just got to respect each other's boundaries.
And I feel like this. You know, if I'm truly my sister's keeper, then I should know my sister, right? I should know their credibility. I should know their demeanor. I should know what makes them bounce. I should know what makes them feel sad. I should know those different things. Right. So if you're in that space and I'm not in that space, that doesn't mean that I'm not your sister. That just means that that's something that I choose not to do. But oftentimes you have some friends that may think that, oh, you feel
changed.
Like, yes.
No, boo, I haven't changed. You've changed. That's where the sister keeper problem comes in, because how do you feel like, because I'm evolving and I'm doing better things, that I'm changing, and the only person acting different is you.
And that should be a good thing. Change is good.
Don't you
especially
want your
for the
people
better.
to grow?
Yeah, but if you are changing and it's making you not, you're not growing now as your sister, I should be able to come to you and talk to you about that.
I should be that person that you would want.
That's a
because
keeper.
I love you. I want the best for you. So even if it's not an opinion or in agreement to what you're doing, I should be able to come and share that with you as my sister.
Yeah. And I have realized in growth and maturity that some people just won't go where you're going.
They can't.
And you know, you hear it often with older people, you know, say that seasons, right? And then some seasons you want to hold on to some of those friends because you feel like they're supposed to be your sister. You're not supposed to just drop them off. But then something will happen and you get that sucker punch in your stomach and it's like, their season is over. Right. Yeah. And so I've been in that situation where I've tried to hold on to people that I probably shouldn't have held on to, knowing that they had did some things that me as a sister I wouldn't do. But I have this thing called a box.
What did you get as outcome?
The box?
Yes.
Nothing. They get put in the box. And they don't get out the box.
Okay, so I get it. That is your way. You have that good gift of goodbye.
Right.
I like that.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. It's not that if we're in a room and I'm going to be mean, rude, disrespectful.
I'm not going to shade you.
I just don't have the expectation of a sister anymore because you've shown me who you are. And my thing is also, if you do something wrong with one of your sisters and you truly love them, own up to your wrong and make it right. To me,
that's growth in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can absolutely appreciate, because everybody make mistakes. We're all human and we make mistakes. But to act nonchalant, that's my big thing.
Yeah.
Know you've done something wrong, and then to walk around and sashay like, I ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
That's what will make me cut you off.
And
now,
it's
if you
hurting.
make a mistake, that hurts.
It's hurtful.
If you make a mistake and you come and say, "Hey, sis, ABC happened," we can communicate. We can talk about it, and I'm over it.
Right.
But to go with all that, and then what really ticks me off is when they go and employ others. They mad at you, and then they go get teammates.
Yeah. Now that's just petty.
Am I my sister's keeper?
Right. And if I am my sister's keeper, then if I know that you are doing things that aren't right, if you're doing things that's going to make you look less than who you are, then I should be open enough and you should trust me enough that if I come to you with it, it's coming from a good place.
Yeah.
It's not coming from a bad place.
I think that's what the term means. Am I my sister's keeper? Because in the good and in the bad, I can communicate with you. That's a real sister.
So let me ask you this. So there has been some times in life that I'm sure you have experienced, I know that I've experienced it, where you thought that you were your sister's keeper. And you may have had a couple of sidebar conversations with others about the sister that you were supposed to keep. So can you honestly say, coming from yourself, that at that time you was not your sister's keeper?
This is what I will say about that. And because I absolutely just recently had a conversation about that.
Okay.
When you have a circle, and it's a circle of sisters, one of the other sisters upset the other sisters, I think the safest place to go and vent is to another sister. Now, that sister may think you're talking about her behind her back, But sometimes we're not going to see eye to eye. I need a safe place to go, and I would prefer to go to somebody who knows and loves you like I do, because they're going to give me the real. They're not going to just take my side and say they wrong. They're going to actually listen to what I'm saying, take both points, knowing both parties, and to give me an honest perspective.
Now that's different. That's growth as well, especially for the circle. Because imagine the person who you're going to. If you feel that it's a safe place for you to be able to share, and it not seem as if you're talking about them, you're talking through the situation.
I think if I went and talked to anybody else, it would be talking about them.
Yeah.
But because I know this sister, we all know the party, and we're all sharing a like issue, but we're discussing it with each other and getting strength to be able to go and talk to that sister together.
Now that's good.
But
that's a different perspective.
From that other sister's perspective, she may have felt like that we possibly were talking behind her back. But it was easy to fix that because, like I said, if I'm going to talk about a situation, the best person for me to talk about it with would be one of our sisters.
Now that's a different perspective, because I would feel, I don't know if I was the person that was being discussed, I don't know if I would feel comfortable with knowing that there was a discussion outside. But I can understand what you're saying, because it's better within the sisterhood than to go outside.
Well, we're not going to always agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just the reality. And sometimes it gets to a point to where our disagreement, that we love each other enough to where we just going to end it there. But we walk away still feeling something.
Yeah.
So what do we do with that?
Yeah.
Because
well, that's a good thing.
Sister.
Yeah. And that's good to be able to communicate. And if that's something that's within your sisterhood that you guys know that what takes place, then it's not something that's just all of a sudden.
Right.
It's something that you know that's taking place.
Right.
And here's my thing. If you do have that sisterhood and you have that individual or somebody that's there, that there's a safe space for you to be able to go, and each of you go to talk to.
Right.
And they don't take sides. It's black or white, no gray in between.
Right.
That makes it a whole lot better also, because it's not talking about, no, you was wrong, sis. You should have handled it this way. Or you're looking at it a different way, and that's not how she wanted you to interpret it. I heard the same thing.
Right.
That's not how she wanted you to interpret it. So I believe that is good. So that's a
Because
different
if I go to
perspective.
my boo, he just going to say, she wrong, baby. She don't know what she talking about. She ain't right. He just going to agree with me.
Yeah.
But if I go to a person that is a safe zone to vent, then I'm going to get that dialogue that I need.
Yeah. So I have been in a couple of situations where I felt like if there was something that you didn't like, if there was something that I needed to grow in, if there was something that happened to me that it looked like I went crazy and it wasn't me, my credibility, this is not who she is.
Question mark.
As my sister, I felt like you should come to me and try to figure out what's underneath the surface. Why am I looking like this? Why am I responding like this? Why did this situation end up happening like this? Instead of going to somebody else and making your own story, and then there's a whole collaboration of lies that has just taken over, instead of you knowing who I am and talking to me about it.
Well, that's where you get into people who do queen things, and then you have your petty princesses. Period. That's just what it is. You have grown women who, even in error, are humble enough to accept their error and sit in it and apologize and move forward.
Yeah.
But then you have your little petty princesses that it's my way or that no, and it's just they have little tantrums and they behave immaturely because that is what they are, immature. Age doesn't always match your actions.
Absolutely. I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and there's a lot of females out there that think that they're their sister's keeper, and I watch from a distance and afar and question their whole morality.
Right.
Like,
and you can tell, you can figure it out. And in your relationships with your sisters, maybe there should be boundaries that's set. And then I also think that people freely use the word sis when they are really your friend.
Right.
Instead of just saying they're an associate, they're a friend. Sometimes the
Mika
friend
stepping
title,
on folks' toes and things. Mika, quit stepping on these people's toes.
I'm just being honest.
Mika, quit stepping on these people's toes.
This is Meet Houston. So whatever we need to do to come across where people can figure out who they truly are, if they are queens or petty princesses, then that's what's going to happen after this episode.
I will say this. Go to your sister. If there's a problem, if there's something that you absolutely need to discuss about her, then you need to go to her for that. Now that episode, that series that I was speaking of, that's not what I'm talking about. Now, if you just going to another friend, chopping up your sister, you are not her keeper.
Yeah.
If you see your sister doing something that you feel is uncouth or whatever, be her sister and tell her that. It's many times that Mika has came to me and said, Chris, because she's a professional and I'm the one full of the ish. So it is what it is. We know who we are.
Yes.
We love each other in spite of, you know, but at the end of the day, we're sisterhood enough to come and have honest conversations to each other.
If I'm going to be your keeper.
Right.
If I'm going to be your keeper and I know this is it, and because you know things that I don't know.
Right.
I know things that you don't know when it
Right.
comes from different arenas
Right.
of how we live, life realities, or whatever. So you play your role in the friendship. I play my role in the friendship. We play our role in sisterhood.
Exactly.
And that is my sister's keeper.
I am my sister's keeper.
So you heard it first right here on Meet Houston on this episode. Man, I hope people have really put themselves in the place to understand what sisterhood and being a keeper truly is.
I just know I need to share this episode a lot.
Yeah, reevaluate yourself, your circle, or even your triangle, as Chris said. We're going to get into a commercial break, and then when we come back, we're going to talk to you about how you can become a guest on Meet Houston as well as advertise. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Brittany, and I work for SIGA Mental Health Services. Over the decade, our agency has had the pleasure of working with Medicaid companies here in Houston, Texas. We're proudly happy to serve our patients at this time. We are here to help. Rest assured that SIGA Mental Health Services is ready and prepared to offer telehealth services for case management, teletherapy, and psychiatry services. With COVID-19 sweeping our world, our industry is challenged more so than ever. We have people dealing with the loss of a loved one, social isolation, social distraction, kids that are home with behavioral health issues, no one to talk to, no therapist, no medication. SIGA is here to help. Our industry needs us at this time. Here are some adjustments that we're making just for you. We have a 24/7 appointment line that right now you can call to get an appointment with the licensed therapist. We also are offering medication appointments with psychiatrists, psychiatric nurse practitioners, and psychiatric nurses. In addition, we have case managers ready and willing to teach you how to deal with social isolation, how to deal with social distancing. If you are in need of services, feel free to give us a call at 281-936-0047. If you are a discharge planner at a psychiatric facility, we are still accepting 7-day follow-up appointment for patients discharging from the hospital. We would like to take this time to thank our essential personnel that are putting their lives on the line fighting this virus, COVID-19, daily. God bless this nation and God bless the world. We're here for you.
Before we went to the break, we talked about today's episode. Am I my sister's keeper?
Right. That was a good conversation.
Absolutely. And I hope, as I said before the break, that some will listen to this show, watch the show, and understand, reevaluate themselves. And
Reevaluate
see,
yourself.
you know, am I doing some things within my sisterhood that I know I'm not my sister's keeper? And how do I correct it?
Just correct it. Please and thank you. Be a real keeper.
Be a real keeper.
Be a real keeper. If it's
Be a
sister
queen and
or
not
brother,
a petty princess.
There you go.
How about that?
No more petty princess stuff. We're going to do queen things.
Absolutely. So if you want to be a guest on Meet Houston, you can reach out to any of us on our social media platforms. Or if you want to advertise, you can put some commercial advertising on this platform on 90.3 GMT. You can download the app, have GMT TV, look at all of the amazing episodes that we have, as well as commercial advertising. But if you are interested and you want to be a guest, this is how you can. excited about what's to come. Again, make sure that you attend Mika Day on November the 15th at Good Hope Missionary Baptist Church. We are fulfilling dinners for over 350 people. So if you would like to join us, you can reach out to myself. I am Mika Diamond on any of my social media platforms. You can also tune in, listen to me on GMT Radio, the Morning Tea Radio Show, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. to 10 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. And my girl, Chris.
Yes, please, please, please get your sponsorship on and join us out on November the 15th at Mika Day. And I am on every Monday through Friday from 2 until 4 p.m. on the GMT Family platform with the City Highlights.
All right, another great episode. We will see you next week.
Bye, y'all.